Ladies and gentlemen, it is time. It's finally time to start our second chapter in the massive story known as Umineko no Nakokoro ni. Now, um, we've recorded a good 25 hours plus so far. If all the chapters are roughly the same length, we're obviously looking at a over 200-hour playthrough here. At this point, I mean, I'm in it for the long haul, so I definitely plan on continuing till the end. And I've heard it only gets better from here, so if that's the case, then I am 100% all for it. Not really sure. I mean, we had our title change here. I mean, not title change, but background change on the title screen to an aquarium. I mean, it is an aquarium. You can see, like, the walking rails down at the bottom right. So, are we going to get scenes off island? Because obviously the first one was just the outside of the mansion. Maybe we'll have flashback scenes that take place off island? I don't know. But we're here. Welcome. Welcome, everyone, to the second... now, I think I'm going to set this as a second playlist and start the count over. In other words, this will be episode 2, part 1. Unless you guys think that's confusing, and I should continue this as part... I don't know what I was on, part 20-something, and just change the episode number in the title to episode 2. I'm not sure how I want to do it, but I might restart the count. If you guys think it's better one way or the other, just let me know. Otherwise, I'll just stick to whatever way I ended up titling this video. Obviously, it can be edited and changed. So if you guys think that's weird to start the count over with parts, just let me know and I'll reconsider. But yeah, we met the Yoshidamiya family. We explored Rakanjima Island. We saw everyone die in one by one. Well, not one by one. They mostly died in groups, but we saw everyone die gruesomely. We met Beatrice, the culprit, or so we think, in the tea party. We have our main character, Battler, who refuses to accept her and the idea of witches and magic in general. And then we met Burncastle at the non-human tea party. For a prologue, a hell of a lot has happened. But where we go from here, I don't know. My biggest question, and I've said it so far, is how do we start the next episode? How do we start episode 2? I don't know if it's going to be a reset of everything, and we could be back at the airport for all I know. We could erase memories. We could keep memories. Well, I imagine if we're back at the airport, no one would actually go to the island if they kept their memories. It'll be interesting to see. I'm really not sure how they're going to deal with that. If they don't keep their memories, then why do things play out differently? I mean, obviously, they've likened the entire 2 days to a chess match, and the players as pieces, and so could just be the witches playing the game differently, if you want to put it like that. But let's go in and just find out. Let's go see. I'm ready. Alright, I'm going to read this. So the first one was Legend of the Golden Witch. Now we have Turn of the Golden Witch. Good morning. The Golden Witch eagerly awaits your arrival. Please do grant her wish. Her that wish. Were you able to get a good rest and perfect your strategy? The witch expects a lot from you, and is more than ready to launch an assault right from the start. I also look forward to seeing your strategy. The difficulty level is extreme, The witch intends to make you surrender all at once. We've gone from standard, take the easy road, to extreme. This is episode 2 out of 8, and we're on extreme difficulty. I don't think they can keep ramping it up every time, or else they're going to start pulling out words I don't even know of. Alright. Let's do it. Episode 2. Begin. Of course. Oh. It must be a flashback, because that sounded like a much younger Shannon. As far as I could tell. So, we're at an aquarium? Did George take Shannon to an aquarium? Yeah, that's definitely not a modern Shannon. Oh, wait, you look the same. Or maybe... I'm not sure. Maybe she's supposed to be a bit younger. I'm not sure. Look at this. Where are we? We've only gone from the airport to the house. We're actually, like, somewhere different already. Oh, before we begin. Oh, wait. This is just the same. Okay. The same. Look at these new outfits. Look at George with his low-hanging V and everything. Look at this. Buttons out. Dog tags hanging out. Looking all good. Shannon's all dressed up. Got a hat and everything. I was told before we began. I was told to go in the options and switch the movie to PS3 level. Apparently, I guess it's much more spoilery if you watch it in episode 1, whereas if you watch it after episode 1, it matters a lot less. So that's cool. We'll see the new and improved OP. Alright. Let's go. What's going on here? At the aquarium. Shannon found a pair of hammerhead sharks swimming playfully in the tank, and looked as excited as a grade schooler seeing an aquarium for the first time.
本当に可愛いね。食べちゃいたいくらいだよ。
It's kind of a weird comparison to make.
そんなのかわいそうです。
What does hammerhead shark taste like? Never tried shark.
知ってますか？水族館に来て美味しそうなんて言い出すのは世界中でも日本人だけなんだそうですよ。
Oh boy.
そうなんだ。アメリカ人でもイタリア人でもきっと食べちゃいたいって言うと思うよ。
I mean, yeah, we'd like to eat them, but I don't like look at the animal and say, "Oh man, that looks tasty." I'm not looking at a cow or a chicken, licking my lips going, "Ooh, that looks so delicious." Looking at like a live animal doesn't make me hungry. It needs to be prepared. Okay. Those are some noises, Shannon.
似合ってるよ。その服。
We're on a date.
本当に。
Shannon clutched at her chest with both hands in embarrassment. She apparently felt like she was being made fun of for wearing these clothes she wasn't used to. Was it George's orders to dress up for a date? Get out of those maid clothes? Though George's face didn't show it, he had actually said something so completely unexpected that it surprised even him, and he was as embarrassed as Shannon on the inside. However, when he saw how embarrassed Shannon was, he started to imagine he was teasing a girl he liked, and instead of embarrassment, a ticklish amusement welled up in him. No, he wasn't just imagining it. He really was teasing the girl he liked. Before now, he wouldn't have expected to hear a line like that anywhere these days, not even in a manga or something. In fact, If he had seen another couple acting like this, his first instinct would be to start throwing rocks at them. Well, geez. It's like that kind of character that like despises seeing people in relationships. That classic anime manga character that doesn't have any like luck with their love life, so they just curse every couple they see. But even if someone were to start throwing rocks at us now, I'm sure they'd be no different than confetti celebrating a relationship. Now I can't even remember those lonely days when I felt jealous of couples who were completely oblivious to their surroundings. They're a couple, huh? Okay. I mean, George obviously proposed, but I didn't really get the idea that they had done couple things before that. That they were already considering each other to be, dating. I kind of thought like they just had a mutual feelings for each other, and George took like a step way forward and proposed. Kind of a way to get Shannon, to change her lifestyle and stuff. When I felt jealous of couples who were completely oblivious to their surroundings. To use an old-fashioned phrase, these really are rose-colored days I'm living in. I'm so entranced that I barely noticed that massive tank in the world's largest aquarium anymore. World's largest aquarium. Can't say I know where that is. Instead, all I see are the expressions flitting across Shannon's face as she plays with the fish.
すごいですね。クジラを泳がせることができる大水槽なんて初めて見ました。
But you live on an island.
この大水槽がここの最大の売りだそうだからね。なんでも世界で最大なんだそうだよ。
そうなんですか。それはすごいですね。本当に素敵です。水槽じゃなくて、まるで海の一部をナイフでスッと切り取ってここに運んできたみたい。
That's a way to put it.
そうだね。これはもう立派な小さな海だね。
Umi. Despite its size, I hadn't thought of the tank as anything more than a tank. That's why I found her metaphor so interesting. No matter how far humans broaden their experiences, they always end up viewing the world through the lens of their own values. Maybe that's why it's so interesting to interact with people who have different worldviews. I voiced my thoughts on this. She responded.
確かに、これは本当の海ではないかもしれません。でも、ここに泳ぐ彼らが海だと信じたなら、これは確かに海なんです。
たとえ有限の水槽の中だったとしてもね。
海だって有限ですよ。
True?
仮に無限だったとしても、私たちは生きているうちにどれほどの広さを行き来できるんでしょうね。きっと、それは海よりずっと狭い。
確かに皮肉な話だね。世界はこんなにも広いのに、僕たち人間のほとんどは自分の国からも出ずに生涯を終える。
Yeah, a lot of people never travel. Never travel far beyond where they're born even.
そこが完成された世界だと信じられるなら、たとえ狭い井戸の底だったって立派な世界で海なんです。
Yeah, that's something to think about. Like, you can't long for seeing a greater, larger world if you've only ever known what you're living in. If you've never known something more, then you can't really, you can't long for something different.
そこに住むカエルにとっては、
Because you only know of what you've seen. Shannon, who spent her days as a servant on a small island 10 kilometers in circumference called Rakanjima, said that with a smile. Return of the Golden Witch. What's our timeline here for the aquarium trip, I wonder? Oh, little intro, okay. Speaking of intros, I mentioned on my Discord that I had just finished QQ and Tea Time. And my buddy Zach told me that playing up to the opening movie would be about an episode length, probably close to an hour. So I'm going to shoot for just playing up to the OP for this video. Look at this. Some more tropical island looks. Don't remember palm trees or anything in episode 1. Beatrice. That's a new... Getting some new looks at the island here. Are we gonna fast forward? Alright. Answer my questions. Where are we starting and what are our memories like? Whoa. Oh, okay, we're still on aquarium day. Gotcha. After we finished walking through the whole aquarium, we had a small late afternoon lunch at a restaurant with a nice view. The word buffet has the power to make any boy's heart leap. This is a nice view. Well, if it wasn't so foggy. Or is that not fog, that's just the ocean, I guess? Yeah, it looks like it is. Still, it looks very light in color, like there's a lot of fog. You can see on the trees down here. It's a neat view, though. I was like that once myself. But with Shannon beside me, this buffet felt different. I couldn't shamefully pile on the things I liked. Only the things I liked. I was, how should I put it, worried about my appearance and choose a menu suited for a snob. Is that a typo? Salad, toast, coffee. If I'd been by myself, I would have had a pile of oily stuff like yakisoba, mashed potatoes, gratin, and so on. Well, you're just wasting your ticket. You're wasting the money you spent on the meal if you get toast and coffee for your buffet.
シャノンはそんな程度でお腹が足りるのかい？だとしたら男ってのは本当に燃費の悪い生き物らしいね。
How would you feel if you got the toast and salad, you came back and she had piled on the yakisoba and all that stuff? Like, you'd probably getting back up to go fill up your plate. But she's got less?
別にそういうつもりじゃなくて。
She probably is thinking the same thing and got less. On Shannon's tray, there was only tea and salad. Maybe the mere fact that I thought she was a whole plate short proved that I was thinking with a man's stomach.
ジョージ様こそそれで足りるんです
Yeah,
か？
you're both doing the same thing.
男の方はもう少し召し上がった方が良いかと思います。普段のジョージ様だったらもう少しお昼を召し上がられていると思いますよ。
Tell the truth.
しまった、そうか。シャノンには僕が本家で昼食をとるときどれくらい食べてるのかバレてるんだったね。
Can't fool her.
はい。だから今日はお腹の具合でも悪いのかと思いまして。
Shannon was kind enough to guess that I wasn't feeling well. Looks like my stupid attempts to show off made her worry. And apparently my stomach wasn't going to let me show off any longer.
いやもう白状するよ。ついついカッコつけちゃってね。女の子と一緒だからって遠慮しちゃって。
だと思いました。親族会議でのお昼の食べっぷりから考えて、それではとても足りないと思いましたので、遠慮なさらずに、どうぞもう一皿を取りに行ってきてくださいな。
ずるいな。僕ばっかり恥ずかしいよ。じゃあ、シャノンはどうなんだい？普段からこんな小食で。 後ろ宮家のお勤めがこなせるのかい？
と、
Shannon, do you gotta make noises like that when you're just thinking about buffet food? Shannon fell silent and blushed bright red. Apparently, I wasn't the only one showing off. When I realized that, my embarrassment disappeared completely.
なんだ、シャノンもそれじゃ足りないんじゃないか。そうだよそうだよ。普段のランチならもう少し量が多いものをペロリと平らげてたよ。
女の子のお腹は魔法でできてるから、
Made of
これで
magic.
も平気なんです。
Sure.
ということは、僕たちは互いに見えっ張りだったってことになるね。もう遠慮はなしにしないかい？
I smiled to show that I wouldn't make fun of her anymore and rose from my seat.
せっかく沖縄まで来たのに、ゴーヤを食べないのはもったいないからね。
Some bitter melon.
ゴーヤの炒め物でも持ってくるよ。
Fried melon. Is that a thing? Fried melon? Can't say I've ever heard of it or seen it.
シャノンも一緒に行こうよ。ほらほら。
Fried fruits in general sounds like a very strange combination.
はい。
Although maybe bitter melon is different. I'm not sure what they mean by bitter melon. I don't know if it has a different name or if it's just something I haven't heard of. To anyone watching us, we might seem like an incredibly charming and embarrassing couple. Is that not true? But it's only after becoming a couple that you realize. To us, this exchange of words is everything, our entire world. That's why no matter how much everyone else stares at us with blank expressions, we never notice. Indeed, at this age, I finally understand the feelings of couples who want to endlessly flirt without any regard for their surroundings. Yeah, when you hit those early stages of like being a new couple, everything else doesn't matter. It's true. Like, you don't give a shit about anyone else. You only care about what's going on with your significant other. After I returned with a plate piled up with fried food, Shannon arrived with a pretty cake. While laughing at our fake stoicism, we resumed our lunch.
せっかく海を一望できる展望レストランなのに、あいにくの曇天が悔やまれるね。
Oh, cloudy, not foggy. Well, kind of the same thing, but... Luckily, our window seats gave us a view of seaside scenery so grandiose that it extended even beyond our field of vision. However, because of the cloudy sky, we were only seeing a fraction of its usual
そう
beauty.
ですね。晴れていたら、さぞや真っ青な海を見せてくれたでしょうに。
そうだね。普段六軒島で海を見慣れてると思うけど、ここの海はきっと格別な青さを見せてくれたはずだよ。残念だな。
あ、でも、お仕事の最中に見る海は、どんなに青くても灰
Oh,
色
is
と
it
同じで
because
す。
you're never there?
でも、今日はお仕事中じゃないから、
So it's blue? Apparently Shannon was doing her best to say an embarrassing line, yeah. But I didn't let her get off easy.
惜しいな。ジョージ様と二人きりで見る海なら、たとえ灰色でも真っ青に見えます。って言えたら、100点満点でご褒美だったんだけどな。
She was going for it.
すみません。
ご褒美は何だったか。
聞いてもいいものでしたら。
ダメ。教えない。
Wow. Shannon, you gotta work on the noises you're making here. They're a little questionable.
ずるいですよ、そんなの。
When I was in elementary school, I was always the kid who got bullied. When everyone teased me, I grew nervous and speechless to the delight of the bullies. Back then, I wondered why everyone teased me. But now, teasing Shannon like this, I understand. Oh, you're empathizing with your elementary school bullies here because of this situation? This is so much fun. I can play with her emotions however I please, and I can have them all to myself. Right now, I can't think of any greater pleasure. That's why I have to go easy on her. It's not as though I want to make her feel embarrassed and upset, so I decided to be nice and change the subject. Best not to be too obstinate.
お昼が終わったら海岸を歩いてみないかい？ひょっとすると雲が晴れて素敵な海が見られるかもしれないよ。
そうですね。行ってみたいです。
うん、そうしよう。でも、そのケーキも本当に美味しそうだね。僕も同じものを持ってこようかな。
いけません。お昼にそんなに食べた上にケーキまで食べたら太っちゃいますよ。
Oh, you were telling him to get more food. Now you're telling him he's got to stop. It's a buffet. You're supposed to... Buffet is like your cheat meal. You just go crazy.
ジョージ様は秀吉様の血が濃いみたいですから、気をつけないとおデブさんになっちゃいます。
Unless you get buffets all the time, in which case you can't go crazy. Looks like Hideyoshi's blood is thick in you. He's got those Hideyoshi genes. You got to be very careful.
じゃあシャノンは僕がおデブになったら嫌いになっちゃう？僕はたとえシャノンがおデブになっちゃっても嫌いにならないよ。
そういう意味じゃなくて、ちゃんと体を気遣わないと健康にって。
母さんにもよく注意されるよ。
It was almost like a Maria ooh at the end with the way it sounded, like a half-hearted ooh.
やっぱり僕も太極拳とかを始めて運動しないとダメかな。
Yeah, I want to see Aunt Ava fight. Be crazy.
ダイエットは無茶な運動よりも食生活の見直しから始めた方がいいんですよ。
Very true. What you're eating is not half, the large majority of the issue and what you need to do for losing weight.
その上で運動を重ねないと効果が出ないんだそうです。
Yeah, some people think they just need to exercise and that'll solve all their problems, but eating is the main problem.
つまりそれはデザートのケーキは控えろってことだね。じゃあ仕方ないからシャノンがそのケーキを頬張るところを眺めていてあげるよ。
ケーキ丸々一つはさすがに食べ過ぎだと思いますけど、半分くらいだったら大丈夫かもしれません。これ本当に美味しいんですよ。
Shannon cut her own cake and tried to move half to my dessert plate. I had no doubt that she wanted to share the delicious cake's flavor with me. However, I meanly pulled away my plate from her. Are you going to pull the feed it to me? She blinked in surprise. She couldn't seem to figure out if I was refusing the cake or not, so I winked, opened my mouth, and said, ah.
それが一番したかったんですね。もう、ジョージ様は甘えん坊です。はい。
This turned into a dating sim all of a sudden. With a partly embarrassed, partly exasperated face, Shannon offered the cake to me with a fork. Chomp. It tasted like a cheap chocolate cake you might find anywhere. Yet, it was exceptional, because eating cake in such an embarrassing way, as if we were a couple of perfect fools, had been my dream for many years. It made this cake's flavor heavenly. If the earth is destined to end, I wouldn't have any regrets if it happened right now. It was such a moment of bliss. Man. I wonder where we're going from here. Do you think maybe this is like the previous year's family get-together that they're doing this? Not quite sure. I mean, they don't look any younger, so I'm gonna assume that it's, I mean, within just the last few years, I guess. After that, we gathered shells, ran from the waves, and enjoyed each other's company while walking along the beach. In the end, the clouds never parted. However, we both believed that the sea reflected in our eyes was a deep blue.
なんだか幸せすぎて怖くなります。
たまに言うね。何を怖がることがあるんだい？
She's got... It's that furniture issue, I feel like, maybe. She feels like she's not allowed to have that kind of life of her own, that kind of happiness.
私、後ろ宮家にお仕えする使用人です。
Uh-huh.
そんな私が後ろ宮家に連なる方とこうしてご一緒してるなんて。
See, that's why I was under the impression, wrongly under the impression in episode 1, George just kind of skipped several steps and proposed to get, you know, if she had become engaged to George or married, she wouldn't be a servant who felt like she couldn't be happy. She would be a member of the family, and she would lose that fear and that apprehension about enjoying herself and being happy if she didn't have that whole I'm but mere furniture, I'm but a servant mindset.
その過ぎたことのように思えて。
僕もびっくりしてるよ。シャノンちゃんと出会ったのは昨日今日のことじゃない。何年も前から面識もある。でも年に何度もない親族の会合の席で挨拶をするだけ。
Oh, they happen a few times a year. I had forgotten that. I had it in my head that it was just once a year.
そんな君とこうして一緒に過ごせる関係になるなんて全然想像できなかったよ。
It makes more sense if it's a few times a year if they're gonna grow their relationship as much as it has to the point where he'll propose to her. I mean, they need to meet more than once a year.
それはシャノンもでしょ。
私はその想像だけはしてました。いえ、その
Wait, what's she talking about? Oh, okay.
想像というよりはその妄想みたいなもので、いつも紳士的で思いやりのあるジョージ様とご縁があったらなって、その妄想をしてただけで。
じゃあ僕たちの縁は君のその信じた心のおかげだね。思う力には魔法が宿るんだよ。
Magic dwells in the power of love.
だからその魔法がきっと僕らを巡り合わせてくれた。
I don't know why, but I'm gonna write that down. George, magic dwells in the power of love. Anything magic related, I believe, has to be... There we go. Has to be relevant, maybe. By that, probably not, but you never know.
そうですね。多分きっとそれは本当に魔法だったんだと思います。
でもね、そんなことはないんだよ。
Oh?
僕の中でも毎年出会うたびに美しく見違えていった君の存在はとても大きくなっていた。そして君にとっての僕も同じもの。今日ここに僕らがあることは必然の結果であって魔法や奇跡なんかじゃないのさ。
I hope that's true, and there's not some magic shenanigans going on. Because that would cheapen it.
奇跡はあったんです、ジョージ様。
She stopped walking down the beach, gazing out beyond the sea.
奇跡？
魔法
Literally?
あったんです。
I was bewildered by that slightly mysterious phrase, which I sometimes heard her use. It was good that I wrote that down.
魔法が？
はい、魔法です。 っても信じてくれないでしょうから言いません。
Please explain.
でも確かにその魔法には私とジョージ様を巡り合わせてくれる奇跡を叶える力がありました。
What?
それは何かのおまじないのこと？
そうですね。そういうものの類かもしれません。一つ違うのはおまじないなんかじゃなく本当。
Tell me more. Maybe it's all girls, not just Shannon, who tend to treat encounters as miracles or coincidences. For a man like me, an encounter with a girl is 70% hard work to try and make her luck. Like you, 20% courage and 10% coincidence. The part that means everything to her is a much smaller factor in my mind. Maybe that way of thinking itself is calculating and typical of men. But if I said that out loud, it might dissolve all kinds of magic. To my mind, there were lots of coincidences, compromises, and expended effort on both sides before we gained the relationship we have today. What's this music? What? Oh. It sounded a bit creepy at first, but I was talking, so maybe I wasn't hearing it right. At the culmination of all that, we get to spend this joyful time together. And if she wants to call that magic, I've got no objections to her choice of words. So I'll stand up for that magic.
そうだね。同じ運命を100回繰り返したら、僕と君がこういう関係になる結果は一度しか起こらないものだったかもしれないね。互いを意識し合いながらも、僕たちは他人行儀な関係を今も続けていたかもしれない。そんなよその世界の僕らから見れば、今の僕たちはまさに奇跡のような関係に違いないだろうから。
そういうのじゃなくて本当に魔法なんです。
Yeah, she's not talking about like some romantic gesture. She means literal supernatural shit.
男の方にいくら言ってもこういうのは信じてもらえないんでしょうか。カノン君も全然信じてくれません
Is
し。
it just men? I feel like most people in general wouldn't necessarily believe it's real magic.
信じるよ。僕が信じなくて魔法が解けたら嫌だからね。
Hey, that's a very apt thing to say, isn't it? Yeah. It's all about the belief.
ジョージ様。
In a small voice, I apologized for saying something that trivialized her magic. Shannon seemed to be glad to hear me say that. After all, if two people believe in the magic of love, it becomes eternal. Huh.
そうそう。僕からわがままが一つあるんだけど、聞いてもらえないか。
はい、何でしょうか。
そのジョージ様って呼び方、嫌いじゃないけど、
George.
もうなしにしないかい？もちろん後ろ宮家では対面もあるだろうから、六軒島での普段まで強制はしないよ。でも二人きりの時はなしにしよう。うん、そういうルールにしよ
ルールですか。もし破ったらど
They
うな
went
るん
over
でし
this
ょう。
during the proposal scene, right? Because they were alone. He had her. Unless I'm crazy and I'm making shit up, I'm pretty sure they. He reminded her to change back to a regular manner of speaking.
う。そうだね。ルール違反には何か罰ゲームがないといけないかも。そうだな。何聞きたい？
Keep skipping. Don't mean to.
いえ、聞きたくありません。
何がいいか僕も考えておくことにするよ。
はい、ジョージさん。
素敵な響きだね。嬉しいよ、シャノン。
私もサヨという名前があります。
Sayo.
そっか。
Did we? You know, I really shouldn't have taken that that 9-month break, because everything before the initial murders is like, it's been a long time for me in my mind. I know she's got the pseudonym. It's not her real name.
ルールはフェアじゃないといけないね。僕もそれを守って、今から君のことを
But I don't
サ
remember
ヨと呼ぶことにする
if
よ。
he started calling her Sayo in the gondola during the proposal scene.
いいね、サヨ。
はい。
I held her shoulder and drew her close. When I forcefully pulled her delicate body towards me, she dove into my chest like a doll. As I held her head in my arms, we both looked at the
真
horizon.
っ青な海だね。この海を二人で見られてとても嬉しいよ。
私もです。この真っ青な海をあなたと二人で見ることができて、とても嬉しいです。
As we gazed at the gray sea and a light rain began to sprinkle down, we kept listening to each other's heartbeats. Man. I didn't realize they had quite such a, wow, such a romantic history. I don't know why I had it in my head. I've said this 3 times already this episode, but I really didn't think they had already had things like dates and stuff. I just thought George was flying ahead. The sound of waves flows into my ears. No, it's the sound of an enraged sea. My body, bathed in painfully cold splashes, does not allow me to forget. It won't let me forget the memories of the day my old fate was broken and smashed. Oh, what's going on? What? Once, tomorrows were literally like looking into a mirror. All I ever saw there was the person I already was. Tomorrow was absolutely no different from today. That was my old fate. But then, for the first time, I saw a different fate beyond the mirror. The witch whispers to me. She tempts me to take a bite out of the fruit of knowledge. She torments me, saying I'll be furniture as long as I stay in God's paradise. So I decided to choose the path of knowing love and tried to become a person. Those days were like sweet honey, but at the time I didn't realize that they'd be the start of a new kind of suffering. I've arrived at a small island on a motorboat I've only just learned how to use. No, this can hardly be called a small island. It's a little more than a rock jutting out of water. On this rock is a torii and a small shrine. It was probably built to worship the guardian deity of Rokkenjima. Even though I don't know exactly what it signifies, I know it has to be something holy. Even in a place like this, I've gotten to take just one more look around to see if there's anyone who might get mad at me for coming. Have we ever had a Shannon's point of view? I can't recall. I see nothing but the stormy ocean, Nijima looking in the distance, and the waves breaking against Rokkenjima's steep cliffside. I ready myself, timidly approach the small shrine, and take the mirror that lies there as an offering. The mirror looks old, cloudy, and dirty. That would probably make any normal mirror seem horribly cheap. However, since the mirror's been placed in this small shrine, its appearance seems to give some sort of divine quality to it. And there's one thing I can tell. This is no simple mirror. It may seem like an old, battered mirror to a non-believer like myself, but it has great significance. Is it really okay to break this after being captivated by honeyed words? No. This isn't really a mirror. This is the life I couldn't escape until today. My fate. I'll break it. I'll smash it and seize the life that lies beyond this mirror. If I don't smash it, my life will be a pair of facing mirrors forever. Nothing will ever change in the slightest. Okay. The witch whispers to me. She tempts me to take a bite of the fruit of knowledge. Or maybe I've already tasted of that fruit. After all, I've already experienced those maddening emotions, just as Adam and Eve felt compelled to pluck their fig leaves. I can no longer go on without breaking this mirror. I've struggled with conflicting emotions for many days before this moment. Inside my head, the virtuous part of me kept on fighting the part that sides with the witch. And now here I am. Did the part of me that's here right now win or lose? There's only one thing I know. To obtain something, you must be ready to lose something. Cowards who don't risk anything, who never try to change anything, will never be given the key that opens the path to a new future. That key is already in my hands, and that key is to break this, to smash it. Is there any other effort I can make as furniture imprisoned in Rakunjima? No. This is the only way for me. Come, have courage. I'll free myself from being mere furniture, and by accepting a new kind of suffering, I'll become human. This is surely a small, yet large trial I must impose on myself. Come on, smash it. I'll smash to pieces the eternally unchanging fate that imprisons me. I raise the mirror high. I think back on the days of conflict that came before, and, finishing my reflections in the blink of an eye, I throw it down. The thunder roars, crying out against me for my outrageous act. It truly is the hatred of angels trying to banish me from eternal paradise. I look down at the mirror tumbling at my feet, broken in 2 equal parts, and after making sure I've accomplished my task, I scream up at the raging skies.
いや、約束は守りました。今度はあなたが約束を守ってくれる番ですよね。
Thunder roars once more. I've already been banished from paradise, so I'll have to struggle on my own if I want to live. The witch told me. That is the single element of this world. To lose it means losing the world. To lose it means losing the world. Like how a canteen with a hole in the bottom can't be filled, no matter how much water you pump into it.
約束は守りました。今度はあなたが約束を守る番です。私の願いをどうか叶えてください。ベアトリーチェ様。
What did Beatrice promise you? Oh. Oh. So Shannon and George both promised many new faces. What? How big is this cast? Looking at so many things. Holy crap. I couldn't even comprehend 90% of what I just saw. So many things flashing by that did not look familiar. Um, I imagine it would feel much more spoilery if I like went back through and I like paused and like went frame by frame to see all the stuff. Definitely not going to do that. Um, I'm just going to let everything I just saw sit in the back of my mind. Probably forget 99% of it because there was so much stuff that flashed by so fast. The only thing I really picked up is that there are a lot of fucking characters in this story. A lot. And we've met 19? The family, the staff, and Beatrice? Man. So one question. That entire prologue was Shannon focused and George focused. Even more so Shannon with the stuff at the end. I wonder if this whole episode will be Shannon and George focused. Like the first one's the prologue, gives a little bit for everyone. I wonder if like each episode kind of focuses on two or more, a few of the family members. Or not. Or we might that just might have been part of the opening. But I definitely assume we're going to get some, some Shannon focused at the very least, getting some answers because they built all that up at the start, so there has to be some kind of resolution to or payoff for all that opening stuff. So we'll see. Shannon breaking the mirror against her better judgment. In return for something from Beatrice. We'll see what that could possibly be. All right. Very different start. I mean, 90% of that was just a date scene between George and Shannon. Very interesting. I was immediately wondering on the title screen, like, what's this aquarium going to be? What is it? And literally the second we start it, questions answered. Okay. There's our intro. There's our OP. And that'll do it for episode 1. Thank you all for starting part 2 of this journey with me. And I will catch you next time. See you then. Goodbye.